let's rank some political ideologies here. We're gonna go in alphabetical order. Accelerationism. Now this is very like sort of a mixed bag, because like there's political accelerationism, there's economic accelerationism. Like, let's just pull up accelerationism real quick. It's basically the idea that capitalism should be accelerated instead of overcome to generate radical social change. So basically, like, make things as bad as possible so that then fucking the revolution will happen. And there's Zizekian accelerationism, which I didn't know about, which oh, right, his thing about like voting for Trump to disrupt the status quo of politics. The Marxist immiseration thesis, right, but like that didn't work, Zizek, as you can see. Like far right accelerationism. White nationalists and neo-Nazis increasingly embrace a violent form of accelerationism as a way of establishing a whites-only ethno-state. Jesus Christ. Okay. So this is like... accelerationism is kind of a D. It's not that good. It's kind of a D overall. Do we want more tiers? Maybe. Add a row above. That's like purple. Wait. And this will be like the SS super based tier. And then below F, we could do like stinky, or we could do like a who. Wait, no, because I want to look them all up. I don't want to like not do any. We'll just do like, wait, fuck me, dude. Bad, poo poo, stinky, cringe tier. There we go. So acceleration gets a D overall. Now agorism is more interesting, because that's like, it's like a right anarchist, like more individualist anarchist strain of things, which is not my shit. But it's kind of like voluntarism, which is also like that. Like more like right-wing anarchism, basically. If you even want to say that anything right-wing can be anarchist, but there's also like people. It says agorism is not anarcho-capitalism. However, there's people who see it as a path to anarcho-capitalism. It's one of those like complicated niche ideologies. But I think for us it gets a D as well, because it's like, actually we'll just put agorism in C, because it's not that cringe, because it's, you know, the anarcho part, but like it's kind of, it is kind of cringe anyway. Agrarianism. What do they even mean by this? Just a agricultural society? Like more of like a localist, egalitarian society? It seems like it could be kind of based. Farming is the sole occupation that offers total independence. Urban life, capitalism, and technology destroy independence and dignity and foster vice and weakness. Okay, so like this could lend itself to like agrarian socialism or something. but also like the Jeffersonian idea of like a agrarian republic. It's kind of anti-industrialist as well. Maoist connection. There's agrarian parties in Europe. Cool. I think agrarianism gets a B, honestly. Doesn't seem that cringe at all. American conservatism. This can just go in F, like instantly. Just instant F. Because we all know how much I hate American conservatism. So, there you have it. That one was quick. Anarchism. Or anarchism without adjectives, I guess, would be what this would be. That can go in A, because I'm an anarchist, so. Anarcho-capitalism. This is interesting, because you could make a lot of arguments to say that anarcho-capitalism isn't feasible, and anarcho-capitalism isn't really anarchic, because, like, capitalism facilitates a state, like a concentration of power and a monopoly on violence, a body like that, in order for it to stay functioning. Like, capitalists will tell you this, like, the market doesn't actually function without a state. So it's kind of like, they'll say that anarcho-communism is, like, oxymoronic, but really, like, anarcho-communism is more of a redundancy than an oxymoron, because the vision of a communist society is already stateless anyway. So, like, the anarcho part is kind of just like it's more to, like, signal your tendency, but, like, anarcho-capitalism is really more oxymoronic, because of the fact that capitalism is a hierarchical system to begin with, and anarchism is supposed to be for the leveling out of hierarchies and the like tearing down of the unjust hierarchies. So ANCAPs get the F, I think, as well. Also, particularly because, like, my criticism of ANCAPs is that their society would basically just be, like, monopolized society. Like, the richest people would just control literally everything directly. So it would be, like, neo-feudalist. Like, it would just be, like, Jeff Bezos would literally own the world, like, in literal terms, in the Ancapistan utopia. So it's kind of a high track towards, ironically, an authoritarian society. But anarcho-communism, SS super based tier. That's the ideology that I identify with. Although I've been told that I'm really more of like a classical Marxist or whatever, because I don't argue along the lines of hierarchy often. I'm more like critique capitalism with like Marxist ideas. So I'm really like a Marxist anarchist, I guess. But then there's also like a bunch of people who say that that's contradictory or whatever, but it's like, I think you can reconcile that. Like, I think you can reconcile existentialist philosophy with Marxism as well, which other people would also tell you is nonsense, but I don't think it's nonsense. Anarcho-fascism. I don't even know what this means. I think there's like that like JREG wiki thing. I'm gonna turn this down a little bit more. Anarcho-fascism. Apparently it's lib-left, but it's culturally traditionalist. Which is like, how the fuck can you be lib-left and culturally traditionalist? I don't understand that, but Anfash combines individual freedom with voluntarism with cultural homogeneity and generally reactionary social values. It's necessary for men and only men to develop a capacity for violence in order to protect their individual freedom and property rights. How are you gonna have property rights in anarchism? What? This is so, like, incoherent and stupid. What? This isn't lib-left at all. Anarcho-fascism is lib-right for sure. This is like anarcho male supremacism. That's an easy F. Yeah, F. Anarcho-feminism. A. Anarcho-monarchism. There must be a article about this too. Anmon. Leans right-wing in economic and cultural matters, but doesn't fundamentally have to be. While the government should fundamentally be the responsibility of as few people as such, making an anarchy Bro, this sentence makes no sense. It was advocated by Hop? That's so cringe. Literally every man is a king and hierarchy is effectively eliminated. Wouldn't that already be ANCOM? Like, don't you already have that in... And then there's monarchy maintained through anarchy, where you have a ceremonial monarchy, except instead of the ceremonial monarchy residing over democracy, it rules over an anarchy. Weird. I think that's gonna get the... Let's just make a Who Mega Lol tier. Ah, what happened? There. Anarcho-Nazbol. How does this make sense? Anarcho-Nazbol is what I am when the third world is trigger me. Anarchist, communist, traditionalist. Okay, so it's like... It's literally like if I was racist. I think that's gonna get the F too. Anarcho-nihilism. Well, this is interesting because, like, the problem with anarcho-nihilism is that it lacks any kind of, like, political program or, like, political ambition or, like, anything like that. Like, it's just hollow as far as, like, actually doing anything. Because it's basically the idea of, like, fuck doing everything. So I think that's also gonna get, like, a C. Or maybe, like, a B, because, like, it's not it's not that. It's not as cringe as agorism, so. And then anarcho-pacifism gets the same treatment, I think. It's basically the same type of thing. And I'm not really a pacifist, and I never really was. Like, violence is inevitable to politics. Like, every political action carries with it some kind of violence inherently. Like, a law is passed that's enforced through violence. Like, there's violence in politics anyway, so why shouldn't we have our own? Like, I'm not a pacifist. I'm just a non-interventionist. And prims. Les gang. What are anprims? Do anprims get the A? Maybe. Let's just say they do. Anarcho-syndicalism. Now this is like slightly different than ANCOM because it's built more around like workers' unions. Nonetheless, it's going in S because it's basically like kind of the same shit. Anarcho-transhumanism. C. As I keep saying in the Discord, posthumanism is dystopia. I don't want to go in that direction. Monkey better than robot. I think that's being consistently represented in my rankings. Anti-radicalism. F. It's just annoying and stupid. Anti-radicalism. They have they literally have the gay pride flag crossed out. Like, fuck you guys. Apoliticism. F as well. If you're apolitical, you're just like not paying attention. And that pisses me off. Authoritarian capitalism. Bad. No thanks. Gross. Cringe. You could sum that up and just say fascism in one word. Baathism. This is like Gaddafi shit. I don't really know that much about Baathism and like Arab socialism and Gaddafi and all that stuff. But like when you read about it, when you read about his Libya, like Libya under Gaddafi, it's very like Baathism poll comp wiki. Apparently it was deleted. A unified Arab state led by a vanguard party and a progressive revolutionary movement. Okay, so it's like politically authoritarian, but like culturally progressive. And economically leftist. So it's like 2/3 of the way there. Although it did have a fascist faction in it. Because it's nationalist. And quote-unquote non-Marxist socialism. Okay, so it's like a military dictatorship that's progressive and and kind of left-wing. I think that's gonna go in like C. Or, yeah. Sure. And then Kagalism was what? Kagalism ideology. What is it? More extreme Pinochet. All right, that gets the bad. That gets the bad hammer. What the fuck are you guys doing in chat? What what are you doing? Capitalism. Yikes. Yikes, sis. Yikes. Where do we put capitalism in general? F? Yeah, sure. Capitalist communism. I don't even know what this means. Give me some J-Reg knowledge on your made-up bullshit ideology. Polcom ball. Usually represents dangism. Okay, so it's like... It's also the unity of auth left and lib right. Diagonal unity, baby. Left communism calls me a sockdam. Yeah. D. Centrism. F. Don't be a centrist. Christian democracy. I think this is off left shit, right? Why can't I search on this fucking wiki? What are we looking for again? Christian democracy? Why is it not in here? Is it auth right? I thought they were like more economically leftist. Is it auth unity? Yeah. I guess. Moderately authoritarian, culturally center-right to right-wing. Basically like a liberal democracy fucked a theocracy. Yeah, that's pretty fucking cringy, dude. D. Christian theocracy? Bad. Bad. Civic nationalism. What technically does that even mean? Because the people who call themselves civic nationalists are usually just fucking fascists. Okay, that's not gonna work. Liberal nationalism? Cringe. That's not even gonna work, dude. F. Classical liberalism. D. Oh, I'm Dave Rubin. I'm a classical liberal. Clerical fascism. Bad. Communalism. I'm gonna need a refresher, bro. Complete collectivization of all property, private, personal, and public, that inhabits a far left area outside the political compass. Okay, so it's like as left as you can go off compass. I think we'll give communalism like a B, honestly. Cause it's pretty close to like yeah, total collectivization. Sure, dude. That's kind of part of the plan. Communist monarchism. I'm gonna need some more info on that too, because that sounds oxymoronic as well. Quadrants. Auth left. Or is it auth unity? I don't understand. Why wouldn't that be auth left? A monarch as the head of a constitutional state while a socialist government does the politicking. So, like, if England were socialist or something. That's still pretty cringe, because you still have a monarchy. Like, that's D. That's some D shit. Conservatism. I'm just gonna say F. Conservative liberalism. F. Conservative socialism. D. Usually those people are fascist too. Or fasc adjacent. Constitutional. Again, you still have a monarchy. Like what? F, dude. F. What is that even for? Corporate Buddhism? What does that mean? Will somebody please explain to me what fucking corporate Buddhism is? I don't... Okay, so it's like... The fuck kind of graph is this, bro? That doesn't tell me anything. I'm just gonna put it in F because it says corporate and it's religious. Council socialism. Okay, so I've been classed as a council communist. I don't even like... Isn't that like almost synonymous with Luxembourg and her stuff? Council communism. Yeah, libertarian Marxist philosophy. Overlaps with Anson. A society of workers' councils. Revolutionary class consciousness. The workers established directly democratic councils in both workplaces and communities as organs of the revolution. These councils seize the means of production, dismantle the state, and then these councils manage society. In workplaces too large, special councils made up of delegates would be made, which is kind of like representative democracy already, so I see a flaw there. And then they facilitate discussion and carry out the decision made by their fellow workers that elected them, as well as facilitating cooperation between workplaces. Okay, that sounds pretty good, actually. Council socialism goes into A. Democratic again, why do you even have a monarch, bro? Just get rid of the monarchs. Democratic socialism. I'm gonna say A as well. That would be actual democratic socialism, not like sock dem shit that the Bernie crats are, which is also pretty good, but you know, they're different. Distributism. This is cringe, because it's like, distributists don't understand what socialism is. And they think that they're, like, above it. And, yeah. And they're also kind of more traditionalist leaning. It's pretty bad. But I think it gets a C overall. Kind of, like, right in the middle of cringe and based. Eco-anarchism. So anarchism based more on ecology. That's also going to get an A. Eco-fascism. Bad. Eco-socialism. Good. Egoism. Now this is interesting, because like, egoism is like as far lib-center as you can get, but in my opinion it trends more towards the left, because it's like capitalism is a spook too, basically. It's kind of like all of society is bullshit and the only thing that matters is the personal will, which is kind of cool. Like I'm kind of a fan of that. I think egoism gets a B from me. Environmentalism will also be up here in A. Esoteric fascism is bad. Fascism is bad. Feminism will get an A too. Feudalism, F. Geo-libertarian. What is that again? What the fuck does that mean? Geo-libertarianism. What the fuck was that, dude? Oh. An untampered free market and unregulated capitalism save for a singular land value tax. So, don't tax anything but the land. Okay. That sounds kind of stupid, actually. But I guess it's that's a D. That's a fucking solid D tier ideology right there. Georgism. Isn't that like similar? Also called geoism. Economically center-right, generally culturally center-left. Okay. So they're like neo-libs who are libertarian? Like, the land value tax. Sometimes promotes universal basic income and a citizen's dividend and pollution taxes as a treat. Landlords don't have rights. Okay. Adam Smith, Mao gang. Precursor to classical liberalism. Yeah. That's a D, dude. It gets a D from me, too. Green conservatism. So, like, Arnold Schwarzenegger. I guess that's a D as well. Green liberalism. C, I guess. Green libertarianism. C2. Hive mind collectivism. I'm gonna need hive mind collectivism pole combo. Off compass. Okay, so as far off left as it gets, basically. Total harmony through assimilation. Okay. Weird. That sounds like slightly worse than communalism. That's C as well. I kind of hate collectivism and individualism equally, but there's like conceivably good versions of both things. It's kind of a mixed bag, you might say. Hoppianism. Bad. These are basically like ANCAPs who think that leftists and whoever the community of, like, you know, white boogaloo boys doesn't like, you just shoot them. You just kill them. So, like, socialism is so dangerous that anybody who's anywhere to the left of you should be shot is basically the Hoppian motto. And that's pretty fascistic. They're the ANCAPO-fascists. Hoxhaism. I don't really know how I feel about the whole, like, extreme... Like, Hoxhaism is kind of like Stalinism taken to, like, a... Because Hoxha was, like, a hardcore, like... Never denounced the Soviet Union, like... Tanky, in the literal sense. I wonder if there's, like, a... Hoxha. Anti-revisionist. Tito and Dang are revisionists. Yeah, I guess that'll be like a C or something, or B maybe. Hoxha gets a B. Or I don't know, that feels kind of wrong. Maybe it is C. Identitarianism. Bad. Ingsoc. Bad. That's like as totalitarian as it gets. Based on 1984. Integralism. The fuck does that mean? The Catholic faith should be the basis of public law and public... Yeah, it's theocratic nonsense. Bad. Islamism, also bad in the same way. Jewish Nazism, also bad in the same way. Juche, F. Conism, bad. Liberal conservatism, F. Liberalism, D. Liberals get the D. Libertarian market socialism. Huh, market socialist. B. Or maybe C, actually. Or actually, I don't know. B or C for that. I guess we'll go B. It's not that bad. Libertarian socialism. Like, for real this time. S. Utter S. Libertarianism in the contemporary American sense. I guess we'll also get a D. Libs and lolbertarians get the D. Longism. Now, Huey Long was a weird case, because it was like, let's get an article up on that, too. Economically left-wing, culturally center, statist. Tax the rich to fund social programs for free education, old age pensions, public works, and universal basic income. Okay, so this is like if fucking Bernie was like a authoritarian. Which is kinda cool, to tell you the truth. And I think I'm gonna give that a C. Luxembourgism. I don't really know that much about Comrade Rosa, to tell you the truth. Nah. Welcome. Marxist, communist, libertarian, anti-war, extremely progressive. Basically, the dictatorship of the proletariat should be run by workers' councils and unions rather than a party. Born out of a critique of Marxism-Leninism. Yeah, so it's kind of like council socialism too. I think Luxembourg gets an A as well. Maoism. Yeah. I don't know if Mao gets... I think Mao can get a D too. Market socialism. It's basically worker co-opism. More or less. We'll put that in C. The libertarian version is better, always. Marxism, Leninism. guess we'll also get a C. Although, I don't know. We'll go B with that. Mercantilism, F. Minarchism, F. It's basically like ANCAP light. Monarchism, bad. Mutualism, which is like Proudhon shit. I think we'll go B tier. National anarchism, which it's kind of an oxymoron as well. Culturally far right. Basically, reactionary mutualism. Fucking weird and bad. That gets a D. Nazbols. Nazi Bolsheviks. F. National conservatism, F. Nationalism, F. Nazism, bad. Neocons, F. Neolibs, D. Actually, do we want to put the neolibs in with like the libs? Or do neolibs get F too? I'm torn. How much do I hate neoliberals? I guess D is fine. Neo-reactionism, bad. One nation conservatism. What is that? British conservatism. Traditional principles within a democracy in combination with social and economic programs designed to benefit the ordinary person. So it's kind of like paternalistic conservatism. Which isn't even on here, it seems. So I'm just going to treat it like that and put it in D with conservative socialism, because that's kind of like adjacent. Paleo-libertarian. These are like traditionalist, quote-unquote, libertarians. F. Not good. Very bad for you. Paleo-cons. Also an F. Peronism, which is like, or Peronism. I don't really know how you say it. This is a guy who was the leader of Argentina, who's kind of like he was an authoritarian leader, but it's like divided about like, was it fascistic, was it socialistic? Like I don't know enough about it, but for all intents and purposes I will just say it's D tier. Pinochetism, bad. Pirate politics, what the fuck? Anti-IP? What is IP? Values transparency, freedom of speech, and privacy. Opposes any regulation of the internet. Okay, I don't... That doesn't sound too bad. C tier? Platformism. Gonna need some info. Form of anarchist organization that seeks unity from its participants. Basically, it's anarchism that rejects people who disagree with you. Or Machnavism? Anarcho-unity. That doesn't sound that bad. I think we'll put that, like, up here in A. Pol Potism. Also known as Khmer Rouge Ball. Culturally progressive and nationalist. Has killed many intellectuals, landlords, people with glasses, rich people, and urbanites. Nice. Okay. I don't know that much about Pol Pot either. Funny meme though. I guess we'll say like D or C or something. Passadism. Nuke the earth with dolphin and alien shit. I think we just have to put that up here in A because of the meme itself. Progressive conservatism. No clue what the fuck that means. Progressivism. A. Queer anarchism. S. Radical centrism. F. Social Darwinism. Bad tier. Social democracy. B. Social liberalism. D. Or maybe like C. Social libertarianism can also get a C. Social nationalism. D, I guess. Socialism in general. A. Stalinism. D. Strasserism. F. Those were like the Nazis who were like actually socialists, supposedly. Technocratism. What technically is like a... What is this considered here? Technocracy. Decision makers are selected on the basis of their expertise. Sustainability in the scientific method as opposed to pursuit of monetary profit. Sometimes advocate for monetary planning. So it's basically like dictatorship of expertise. That's kind of fucking cringe, honestly. Technocracy is a D tier for me. I'm not a fucking technocrat. Tito gang. We'll say C there. Even though Hoja and Tito were like not two very different things. Transhumanism. Well, posthumanism is dystopian. I think D, honestly. Yeah, because then we have the anarchist version is better, always. Trotskyism. I don't know, dude. C? Ultra-nationalism, bad. G-ism, F. Zionism, bad. Anarcho-Passadism, A. Pan-Africanism. What does that mean, technically, here? A principle or advocacy of the political union of all the indigenous inhabitants of Africa. Okay, but in the pole comp ball world... A bond of solidarity among the inhabitants and descendants in broader diaspora of Africa. I don't know. It seems like it could carry with it some essentialist tendency. I think we'll go D. Pan-Arabism. There's no page. I guess we'll just put it in the same place. Autonomism. Autonomism. Okay, so it's basically just like fucking libertarian socialism. A. Conservative libertarianism. F. De Leonism. Give me a fucking refresher on this guy. Libertarian Marxist current. Founder or early leader of the first United States Socialist Party. Socialist industrial unionism. Militant industrial unions are the vehicle of class struggle. Okay, so similarities with Luxembourg here. All right, not bad. A, perhaps? Guild socialism. Trade-related guilds and imply contractual relationship with the public. Post-factory production. Return to guild. Return to the artisan. That doesn't sound that bad either. We'll say B. Jihadism. Bad. Masculism? What? Masculism. Men's rights. That can be more cringe than feminism, honestly. Although that is, like, important, I guess. I'll just do, like, because they're so cringe, I think I'll just put them in D. Circulus. Human excrement be collected by the state in the form of tax and used as fertilizer, increasing agricultural production to prevent Malthusian catastrophe. So basically we harvest human shit to stop scarcity. That sounds like really weird. C. Because it's wacky and cool. Kemalism. Wasn't that the guy who, like, secularized Turkey? Yeah, that wasn't that bad, right? Just C again. Phalangism. Franco's fascism. Bad. Nasserism? Oh yeah, Egypt's guy. C. Mobutism. Democratic Republic of the Congo. Is there a Polcom ball page? Friends, black yeah, I would probably hate this shit. F. Communism. Not to be confused with communism. Ayatollah Ruhollah Khomeini, or Khamenei, I think would be how you say that. Replace the monarchy with theocracy. What a mind-blowing change that is. Sharia law. Eradication of Western culture, non-ironically. Opposing democracy and Marxism. Yeah, this is stupid. F. Animal welfareism. I guess we'll go in B. Bonapartism. F. Christian anarchism. Relan. Culturally right-wing and economically variable. God is the only justified hierarchy. Okay, you basically ruined anarchy. F. Classical Marxism. A. Confederatism, bad. Corporatism. I want to find the whole combo. Organization of society in different areas of employment like agriculture, military, engineering, etc. Called corporations, which the government assigns people to. Very tied to fascism. Yeah. F. Erdoganism. Bad. Gaullism. Also bad. Guevaraism. I don't know if Che Guevara has his own ideology, bro, but pretty sure he was just an ML. Export a communist revolution to countries whose leaders are supported by an empire. Emphasis on guerrilla warfare. Small, fast-moving paramilitary groups can provide a focus for popular discontent. Okay, so like the Cuban Revolution everywhere. That's... We'll go B. Halakhic Zionism bad, Hindutva bad, Ho Chi Minh. We'll go in B2. Illegalism, which is basically, I think, it's just like breaking the law is praxis, or praxis. A. Quite based. Jacksonianism. I think I'm gonna go Who Mega Law. Kirchnerism is kind of the same as yeah, they'll both be in D, I guess. Medagism? What did that say? Third Hellenic civilization. It's auth-right, yeah. F. Ordo-liberalism, so like German neolibs. D. Pancasilla. Megalol, I guess. I don't know that much about it. Post-leftism. And B. And satirical politics. I guess that'll be in fucking B too. Satire is all about whether or not you do it well enough, but yeah. There's that. I gotta go piss again, real quick. I think I'll end the video there.